Hey everybody, this is Jeremy, better known as Meskov 17. Just wanted to check in. You have to forgive some of the graininess and the lighting, but I just wanted to come on and shoot a video just about the process of gaming and who it should mean something to. So in the end, I think I titled this video the way that I did, basically that you're looking, are you looking for validation in your gaming? So it doesn't matter. I use Twitch because Twitch is one of the bigger platforms everybody knows for the most part in the gaming community. Um, what that is. Obviously, you've got Steam, you've got Mixer, you've got YouTube gaming. So you have a lot of different platforms that enable the average or even a casual gamer to have an outlet when it comes and it pertains to a platform like Twitch or even Mixer for that matter. You start looking at some gamers that get involved because obviously there's a monetary aspect of it. It gives them the ability that, if you're somebody like a niche, or you're a niche, you're somebody like Ninja or Shroud, um, Optic. When you start getting to that level of gaming, then obviously it's not even about the bar being raised. It's about that's your livelihood and you're going to be taken care of. For that middle of the road guy that's looking to see, I played Call of Duty, I played Fortnite, I played these games and I've been very good. Like your KDR is like an 8 or 10 or whatever it is, and you feel like I can do well competitively. Hey, why don't I try to turn this into, a source of revenue where all I'm doing is game? Then you start to trudge into a little bit of the deeper water. And what some people would even go as far as to say, and I would be a part of that some because I'm less than that 1%. Like I've openly said that I absolutely suck when it comes to like person shooters. um, Warframe isn't really, well, I guess you could say Warframe is kind of sort of a first person shooter. I'm halfway okay in Warframe. Halfway okay. That means that I'm still getting there. There's quite a bit of ways that I need to go. So I don't necessarily fall into that realm that says, hey, you know what? I just want to stop what I'm doing and make it. However, the question crossed my mind, as I'm certain that it crosses many others, but I don't really see it get addressed on YouTube. It's not really talked about very much on Twitch. The close similarity that gets discussed is, do you have what it takes? And, everything, all of those messages have been concurrent, to stream regularly, engage your community, build a community, have whatever level of outreach, um, join a Discord. All of these things are true and they're absolutely correct. The problem with most independent and individual, streamers that come to the platform, whether it be Twitch or Mixer or Steam, is after you get a little bit of footing, I think that there is a fundamental difference between those that are looking for instant gratification and those that are looking for gaming validation. And I'm going to try to explain the difference between the two because some people kind of get it confused. So, instant gratification, obviously, for those of you, and I'm not saying that anybody doesn't get it or is not smart enough, but I just kind of feel like it's important to mention that when you're talking about instant gratification, you're talking about somebody that says, forget my 9 to 5, I'm going to game all the time because I'm a great Call of Duty player. For an example, I'm an outstanding Call of Duty player. I can, you know what? I can make it no problem. I'll be able to make it no problem whatsoever. And they jump into the platform and they give it a couple of weeks and then they go by a couple of weeks and then they start looking at that viewer count. They're looking at, either 0 or 1 or 3, sometimes 5, and then it jumps back down to 1 or whatever it is. And that kind of throws their game off a little bit. Or maybe they just say, oh, the hell with it, and they keep, playing the games. Their KDR is still good. They're still enjoying themselves while they're streaming. And as most of us that stream, you realize that when the stream is over, depending on what email you have set up and depending on what platform you're utilizing, something like a Stream Elements, or XSplit, they always send you a stream report or a stream summary. You know, how long you were on the stream, how many unique viewers popped in, if you had any subscribers, if you had any follows, um, where they came from. Was it, you know, a PC? Was it a mobile? Like all of that information is kind of broken down. So for that guy that's looking for the immediate gratification, what happens is they're saying, well, I should be getting, so you should have subscribed, you should have given me money, you should be paying me, so come next month I have enough money to cover my bills and I can keep doing this. Well, I've been streaming for, you know, a week and I don't have any subs and I don't know what the deal is and I don't know what the problem. That person's looking for immediate gratification. They're saying, hey, I'm here, I need it. Totally different. The validation, the gaming validation, is the part that nobody talks about. Okay. Gaming validation to me can be summed up similarly, but with a different set of circumstances associated with it. Okay. So it's a similar situation because you still have the person that's new to a platform, maybe is playing a game that they played for a while that they thoroughly enjoy, right? And what happens is they have interactions, they're able to get people that follow them, they follow people back. The online interactions, excuse me, for the most part are outstanding. They're building relationships. They've gone through the process and they've involved themselves in a Discord. So everything is moving along. However, there's something that's happening, and it's not so much a kink in the wheel per se, but what that individual notices is they're saying, okay, where's my traction? Because I've laid out this process. I've set my small, you know, intermediate and long range goal. Um, I've got my schedule in place. I'm adhering to my schedule. I'm engaging people that come in, but I'm not seeing any type of traction. And I like to use the word traction and not results, because results is something that's going to be, you know, basically measured over a period of time. And to me, in my opinion, a period of time is not 30 days. A period of time is more like 3 months. Okay. And that's just me, you know, that's me being me. Like case in point, if I were to measure my traction, I technically couldn't measure my traction until me looking at when I started on Twitch. Honestly, I would say it probably won't be until the end of March, early April, maybe the first or second week in April. Why? Because I was only active, really getting into the role of getting active back into Twitch in December of 18. I didn't start streaming until January the 17th. So January, February, March, technically 3 months. So at the end of March, that's why I said end of March, April, I could kind of identify where, you know, where I started from and where I am, where I'd like to go. Um, I'm not tooting my own horn by any stretch. I mean, I still have a long ways to go, but I felt compelled to make this video because, like I said, I don't hear anybody that's talking about the validation in maybe the game that you're streaming. Because one of the things that can happen, and it happened with me, they give you, you know, true story, and you can actually go look and see. And you know, you go to my Twitch page. I did an IRL, in real life, in place of a game night, and I did this on, what is it? I believe I did it like on a Monday night. It was actually a Monday removed from this past Monday. So this was last week. And I was all excited and, you know, said, hey, you know what? Just come on out. It's just going to be me in front of the camera. And I did it in my mocked up studio that I'm doing downstairs. I'm actually upstairs with my mini green screen behind me here. Um, but to make a long story short, I was all excited. I went through my social media. I, you know, blasted it out on Twitter. Said, "Hey, I'm going to be, you know, going live at 10. It's going to be great. And we're going to talk for a couple hours." And you know who showed up? Nobody. Not one person. Nobody popped in. Nobody said anything. Zero. I had a big fat donut for 2 hours. Now, do you know what I did for 2 hours? I talked. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I showed up, you know, wanted to give more information about who this Meskov 17 guy was. what I was about, what brought me into gaming, how I started in gaming. I went back and I told the story. But again, my words are usually based on transparency. So if I am fully transparent, I went through with that stream, but I felt sick to the stomach the next day, right? Not because I ate something. I felt sick to the stomach because I felt like, well, you know, I've got these friends on Twitter. I have over 50 50 followers on Twitch, and nobody came into my stream to watch or listen or interact or chat or anything. Like nobody came. So again, it goes to the point of relevance and validation that says, well, am I doing this for the right reason or not? And here's what I would say to you, utilizing that example. This I'm not going to say what I've done to this point has worked for me will work for you, but I honestly and truly believe that what I've done will at least allow you to continue to lay the proper foundation and the building blocks that won't deter you from doing something that you genuinely want to do. So what I personally did was I did a little bit of introspective, digging, and I just kind of asked myself a couple of questions, which were, do you enjoy what you're doing? Is this something that you would like to do at some point, where this is either looked upon as a job and it's a little bit more than a hobby? And the answer to that question was, yeah, absolutely. I enjoy it. You know, the next question was, is there anything that would curtail or stop you from doing this if money wasn't an issue? And that's important. That was the important thing for me, which everybody gets into to doing streaming. They get into doing a lot of different things for a lot of different reasons. But at the end of the day, we're obviously all, engineered in some facets to be similar or close to the same, which means that if all of your expenses could be taken care of, and you could ask anybody this in the world, and their answers would be different, but we'd all have something very similar. And it would be just as simple as this. If you asked everybody in the world, hey, listen, if money wasn't an option, meaning all of your bills and everything would be taken care of, would you be doing what you're doing now? Or would you do something that you love? Would you do something that you enjoy? And I would almost say overwhelmingly, probably 99% of the people would say, absolutely, I'd be doing something else. I wouldn't be going to work. They would be doing something else. So that's one of the reasons why I said, hey, I'm going to ask myself this question. And if money's not an issue, are you still doing this? Yeah, you're still doing it. So it's not about money as much as, money and finances help to drive or to engineer certain things that you're able to carry out without having the headache or the worry about keeping lights on, food, if you have kids, making sure your kids are taken care of, gas in the car, those types of essential things, right? So I just had, it was a heart to heart. It wasn't like a long drawn out heart to heart that I had with myself, but it was just about, me understanding what my process is and the validation of what you're doing. So I would say to you, I don't want the video to go too much longer, but I just, like I said, I felt it was important to make this video. Um, you have to just be reinforced and understand and have like a renewed sense of purpose that if this is the life that you want, if you want to pursue streaming full time, by all means do it. But I'd said this to one of my Twitter friends, and I'm going to say it here. You have to trust the process. You have to once you put it in place, trust the process. It's kind of like, going to work out at the gym, or if you want to be a bodybuilder, you know, and that's how I would liken this situation. You go to the gym to be a bodybuilder. You're not gonna, you're not gonna look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you look like Pee Wee Herman today, you're not gonna look like Schwarzenegger tomorrow. That's a steady, gradual process. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot measure. You're not going to be able to measure at certain junctures, your progress. But even when you're measuring your progress, you're going to be able to see some results. But then you also have to do what? Go back and continue to trust the process. Trust the things that have gotten you to that point. You reevaluate, you readjust, and then you continue. But throughout the process, the best thing to do is to keep your head down and keep pressing forward. Don't get discouraged if you're streaming one night and nobody pops in. Don't get discouraged if you have a horrible day playing a game that you love to play. Don't get discouraged if you play 10 games and you get beaten 9 out of the 10. You have to remember that life is to enjoy. We all want to prosper. We all want to do well. That's how we're coded. That's in our DNA. But in the end, take the smaller joys of life. I'm not saying that you should be okay with losing losing games. Trust me, I am 1-4 in my Division 9 and NHL 19. I am not happy about that at all. But my point is, it's not going to destroy the love of video game hockey or the love of hockey that I have overall. All right. So I hope you got something out of this video. Again, I appreciate your time for stopping in and checking with me. If this video resonates with you, go ahead and leave me a like down below. Comment on the video. Give me a big thumbs up and let me know that you appreciate it. And if you feel the need to respond to this video in some way, let me know. Like I said, drop me a link in the description, or excuse me, in the comments down below. If you make a reply video to this one, I'd be happy to sit down and watch and listen to what you have to say. And ultimately, again, I'd also be more than happy to respond to the comments you leave. All right. So you have a great day. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.